everybody. Welcome to Boss Rush Podcast. I am your host, Eddie B. Very energetic. Yes, even though it is a time of social distancing, I still love talking to these guys that I have here on the show. Who are you asking that I have? Well, it's the one and only Mr. Wise Wisconsinite himself, Mr. Jesse Douglas.
How's it going, everyone?
You forgot the host of Arsenal X podcast.
Oh, is it official?
Yeah, he hosted last week.
I hosted last week.
Oh, then yes, everybody, congratulations to Jesse. He is now the official host of Arsenal X. You guys really should be able to check it out. I might be making a guest appearance on a future episode. Hit, hit, wink, wink. But yes, congratulations, Jesse, on hosting the show. Hopefully you get comfortable, you keep it moving, and you enjoy it. I'm very excited for you to be hosting the show.
Yeah, we had a lot to we ended up having a lot to talk about last week, and I think we ran almost like two
hours.
Yeah. But so, I had just found a whole bunch of things that were just kind of interesting as far as news goes and things to talk about. So, like, I'm sure not every week will be like that. You know, like the week before when me and Ray did it, it was only it was less than an hour, I think. But we just kind of had some little things that didn't need much talking, you know. But so yeah, I'll work on it. It's the beginning of a process. Yeah. So,
but and also everybody, of course, we got Bossman himself, Mr. Corey Derrick.
Hello, I'm here. Welcome.
Hello.
Welcome.
Yes.
Welcome.
Welcome.
Right, that's how we go.
Yes. Before we get into more of this show, we're going to get this housekeeping out the way. You can follow us on Twitter at boss_rush_games and on Facebook and Instagram at Boss Rush Games. Join our Discord, Xbox console community, and our Destiny clan. Also, live shows have returned. Join us live on Mixer and Twitch at Boss Rush Games Live. All one word to chat with us live on air. You can also find all of our content on bossrushgames.com, and you can check our audio stuff at Anchor FM. Pod and Play revamped. Our seasonal Let's Play show is officially underway. Well, it's getting close to the season finale, but and we cannot wait to see you show you guys what that episode is going to be. You can go to bossrushgames.com Saturdays from February 1st to April 4th. This season is featuring games like Devil May Cry 5, Resident Evil 2 Remake, Spec Ops The Line, Monster Hunter, and more. Tweet at us what games you guys want to see in upcoming seasons. Lastly, Arsenal X has officially returned, live and on podcast services Wednesdays or whenever we could get to it. There has been a change of production at this time due to various things that has happened. Join us on Sunday night, our Snuff for the pre-show, the live podcast we recording, and some multiplayer Xbox fun on Mixer and Twitch. Also, remember to check out our family of shows, podcasts, and videos on youtube.com/BossRushGames, podcast services, and of course on BossRushGames.com. So, with all of that out of the way, what a week! Whew,
I know it's been a dude. Every minute of every day is kind of like a
keeping
not,
you on your toes.
Yeah, I mean, look, we're all going through this coronavirus thing, right? Everybody's kind of experiencing it in their own way, and you know, some people definitely are going to have it a little bit worse than others. But you know, it's been a week. It's been a challenge to do some things, and but you know, we still are going to podcast. We're still going to do the things we love. You know, it's a good time to catch up on games for some people, you know.
Ain't that the truth?
Yeah. So, it's going to be a long couple weeks or months or however long this thing goes. I just, you know, we want to kind of do our part to keep people's minds off of it as much as we can, you know, with our shows and our podcasts and stuff. 'Cause, it also keeps our minds off of it to doing it. So, you know, it's going to be a challenging time, but we're going to try to be there for your ears and And Ed and I kind of talked a little bit about it on Nintendo Power Block the other day, but we're gonna try to get the shows out on time. It might not be absolutely on time because of schedules, and some people's schedules are changing, and some might open up soon for But it's yeah, we're gonna try to talk about what we love, and coronavirus is not one of those things. But we just kind of wanted to give everybody an update that we're gonna still keep going and doing, and it's gonna be a process, but it's also gonna be some fun for some podcasts. So
yeah,
Yes.
something definitely to look forward to in these times.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah,
'Cause
just-
because we've barely gotten much time to like really chat, like in our chat thing, because like for me, I've been going to bed earlier in the day and getting up earlier, and so I'm like doing stuff with the kids and trying to make it fun for them and stuff, and so
yeah, because
that,
your kids are home, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, they're gonna go to a babysitter a couple, like 1 or 2 days a week, but yeah, they otherwise for the most part we're trying to keep them home and just like just trying to make it fun for them and something that because they're definitely the opposite of me. Like they want to get out there and go play with their friends, and they want to do this and they want to do that, and I'm perfectly fine just sitting in the house.
Yeah, and I know for me, I've been, of course, I've been working still, helping the community, doing what I need to do. But I get home knowing that I can't really go anywhere or anything. It hasn't really affected me just yet, but being sure that I talk to you guys, being sure that I communicate with other people, whether it's just some words of encouragement or hearing what somebody's playing or me posting something, it really feels good. So it's just like nothing much has changed, but having just being at least being more social is something that's definitely good. Definitely with some of the people that I have to deal with at work, not employee wise, customer wise. A lot of people are acting in a manner that is not adult, I should say, or mature. But I'm being a good person and working, trying to get through that. But it's always great when I get to talk to you guys in podcasts. Great to hear that the community is doing good and playing games and just dropping off news and giving us thoughts. I still continue to love that. I know I do need to get more involved with the Xbox console community because we have it. I see it, and I'm just like, we haven't interacted with nobody. So we got to get that kind of moving and everything. Because me and Corey was talking about having to talk about Destiny, and I was just like, man, I really need to get into that. And playing Warzone with you, Jesse, last week was like really good. I actually got to play Warzone with someone else because we was learning and stuff. But it wasn't working out for him. He wasn't enjoying the game. So
Yeah.
we still continue to talk and stuff. And we're going to get into games that we began down real quick because actually I like this. I like what we all have to talk about this week because we all play different stuff.
I actually played so many different games this week just because,
And boss, I'm starting off with you. I was really going to go with you first.
Oh, geez. So. Okay. I've actually been playing a lot of different things. I have been playing a lot of The Witcher. I've been playing a lot of The Witcher 3 on Switch, and man, it is like Ed. We talked about it a little bit on Nintendo Power Block, but it's really scratching that Breath of the Wild itch. But it's like that happy medium between Breath of the Wild and Assassin's Creed Odyssey, which are two of my favorite games this gen or maybe ever. So I've been playing that on Switch. I play my nightly routine has changed where I'll play something on TV for a little bit. I'll play a game of Madden, or I've been playing a lot of NBA 2K also, which I also have on Switch, even though it's on Game Pass. So I have it both places. But I've been playing. What I'll do is play a game on Xbox on PC. Never heard those words come out of my mouth.
Exactly.
But I'll play for a
Well,
little bit.
I'm excited
Yeah,
for one game
it's
that you're
it's a
playing on PC.
it's a very specific set of games that I'm playing on the PC until I figure out how to get this Xbox stuff figured out on here. But yeah, I've been playing. I'll play something on the TV and then I'll lay in bed for an hour and play The Witcher for about an hour before I fall asleep. And it's like the way the quests are set up. It's actually set up a lot like Zelda, where like it's good to play in chunks, like small chunks, or you can finish the quest in a big chunk. And it auto saves a lot. You have the option to save a lot in different areas, so like it's really nice to do that. So The Witcher is really good on Switch. I went through the graphical settings and stuff and changed some things where like it actually runs at higher than 30 frames on Switch, which is really nice. And the character models look, if the main character models I should say, look really great. Some of the NPCs and some of the quest givers look kind of like, okay, here's where you cut your corners a little bit, right? But it's still really fun. I've probably put about 7 or 8 hours into it already, and I'm just finishing the first main quest, which is kill the griffin at the beginning of the game.
Wow.
Yeah, and because like I'm just roaming around the world. I've been playing some Gwent. I've been doing a lot of the side missions, and some of the side stories are actually really interesting. That's where it really feels like Zelda or Assassin's Creed Odyssey, where it's like these side stories are like the interesting parts of the game. So it's been really fun to actually dive into that game and really figure it out. I'm playing on easy because like I don't really feel like challenging myself. I'm 33 and I've got a lot of things to do in my life. I don't like there's certain games I like a challenge. This is not going to be one of them, right? So, but like every night before I play my hour or so of The Witcher, I subscribe to EA Access and Game Pass, obviously. So I've been playing a lot of sports games that I didn't purchase. Madden still sucks. Well, playing online still sucks. It's still a laggy, delayed mess. But I've been practicing a lot with the laggy, delayed mess, and I keep winning. So it's really nice to see that people are just as frustrated as I am, because I'm 6-2 online, and every game except for one game has been somebody has quit. So I'm like, okay, I feel pretty good. And then one game I had to concede because I was only down by 3, but I had to take care of some stuff with, have a kid and a wife, so I had to concede the game and whatever. But the other game I just got blown out. It was pretty bad. I'm not gonna lie, it was really bad. I think I lost by like at least 20 points. So
Wow.
yeah, so I've been playing that. And then I've also jumped back into Assassin's Creed Odyssey on Xbox. I started a new game, which, because my old file's on PlayStation, and I don't really have my PlayStation hooked up. So I wanted to play it, and so I've been dabbling in that, although I think I want to finish The Witcher before, or, have my time with The Witcher before I go back to Assassin's Creed Odyssey. But I love that game a lot too. Like, it's definitely one of my favorite games of the generation, and it's free on Xbox this weekend. If you're watching live, you can download it and play it for free this weekend. So you probably won't beat it, especially if you're listening to us now on a Saturday. But it's awesome. It's free play weekend. You should definitely play it. It's pretty much a superhero fantasy game.
And I believe it's on sale right now too, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like $20. The gold edition is like $23 right now. So
yeah,
on Xbox, and it's about the same on Steam if you're playing on PC. I know they're having a Ubisoft sale across the board is 75% off all their games. So
I was gonna buy Shadow of the Tomb Raider because I think it's only like $9 or something like that. So
yeah,
$10.
Yeah, by the way, also Tomb Raider is free on Steam this weekend too. Just free to add to your library if you want to play it on PC, which is another game I think more people should play is that Tomb Raider trilogy. The new rebooted trilogy is awesome series. So
Yeah.
Yes.
Amazing.
so I've been playing a little bit of that. I dove back into Destiny a little bit, Destiny 2, because Ed's the only person that questions me when I say I'm playing Destiny. He's like, "Which one?" I'm like, "Clearly 2."
Just saying that there's a game called Destiny, so you want to be clear.
Should I tell you I'm playing Destiny 2 Shadowkeep, Season of the whatever?
Season of the Witch.
No, I forget. It's Season of the Worthy, I think, is going on right now.
Or if you say I'm calling you on my iPhone, do I need to tell you which exact model it is?
No. You can just say I'm calling you on my phone.
Well,
Which
he's
one?
playing Destiny. Yeah.
You know what?
Your house phone or your cell phone? Or your car phone?
Or your bag phone.
But I since I'm dabbling in some PC games, which the last game I'm going to talk about is an amazing game that I've put a ton of time in and really have done nothing in it. But Destiny 2 is free to play, obviously across all platforms now, and up to Forsaken. So I downloaded it on PC because I wanted to see what 60 frames a second Destiny was like, and holy cow, dude! That it's like a totally different game. It feels like I'm playing Halo 4 again, to be honest with you. It feels so much like Halo 4, just in terms of movement and the way the guns work and just the speed and the quick and like just how you move. It feels so good. I'm playing with controller though. I'm not playing with mouse and keyboard. So
and I think that's why when you play, and Jesse, you can probably agree with the Corey, you could probably agree, playing Titanfall 2 and then playing Destiny 2, it's just like you see the difference. You just be like, I really wish this game.
Oh yeah, Destiny is so
fast.
slow compared to Titanfall, like for sure.
Yeah.
For sure, Destiny is so slow. But it doesn't feel faster, it just feels way smoother because of the 60
it's
frames.
just a smoothie.
I've been playing it at 1440p 60 on my computer, and it's Destiny, but I only played a little bit because I don't have any of the expansions on PC, so I can't really play through or whatever. But I do. I did link my Xbox characters to my Steam characters, so it's I can play across platform now. It's really awesome to be able to do that. So I really just ran some basic missions and I was cleaning up some early game missions just to get a feel, because I do want to play more Destiny. So that was really cool to see though, because everything just, it's weird because everything just looks a little bit nicer, a little bit sharper. Like the textures look a little bit cleaner. Everything's just like a little bit better on PC, and it just got me excited to play Destiny again. So I'm going to explore maybe getting the expansions on Steam just to play through the single player stuff, and then when we play together, I'll play on Xbox. But it was really nice to kind of explore that version of Destiny. So yeah. Also, the last game I want to talk about, Planet Coaster, I purchased on PC, and it is basically, if you wanted to ever play a good version of Roller Coaster Tycoon, a more modern version of Roller Coaster Tycoon, this is the game to get. It's dude, I've probably put 8 or 9 hours into the park I'm building right now. I'm playing sandbox mode. I don't have time for this career mode crap.
Right.
It's all about sandbox mode. I have been editing terrain, learning how to build stuff, learning how to really kind of set stuff up and make sure like my walkways are straight, or have big places for people to walk, or my entranceway is a bridge that goes over a river and you enter the park that way. And I've just been really just having a blast with it. I've just been really, it's so much fun to go in and just play. I haven't gotten the hang of building a good solid roller coaster yet, because everything I build is too scary or the G forces are too high to where you're the people's heads would explode. If you test it, like it tells you, it's like people won't ride it; it's too scary, or the G forces will kill the people. Like it literally says that. And I'm like, oh, okay. So I'm really excited for that game to come to Xbox this summer.
Yeah,
it's gonna.
Yeah, me too. I'm looking forward to trying that.
Yeah,
because I've always liked that kind of stuff too. But it's been so long since I've PC gamed. So
yeah, that's how it's been for me, right? It's like I love Roller Coaster Tycoon, but I've never had a computer that can handle it, right? I've never had let me rephrase that. I've never had a computer that can handle newer sim games like, City Skylines or Planet Zoo or Planet Coaster or, some of these other games. So it's been really fun to explore that. I have it running at 4K 30, which is fine for a sim game, I think. So it looks really pretty. It looks really pretty, especially with some of the Steam Workshop texture packs that you can download to make it look really nice. So that game is really, really going to be a time waster for me if something happens during this coronavirus thing. It's going to be the game I kind of just, hunker down and play it for a while. So
pretend you're in Disney World.
Well, funny you say that. You can download other people's parks, and Disney people have rebuilt Disneyland and all the Disney World parks from scratch, and you can go in and ride the rides, and it's like, aside from just having the Disney characters in there, like they're almost 1-to-1 exactly the rides are there. So
nice.
It's kind of creepy riding Space Mountain with the lights on though, because there's a version of it with the lights out, but you can't see anything, so you're just watching a black screen, and it's clearly not the same as if you're really riding Space Mountain. So I've been exploring other people's parks and trying to get ideas and see what I want to do. I am building a Nintendo themed park, and somebody built Peach's Castle on the Steam Workshop, and I kind of just want to download it and use it. Because I don't really feel like building my own castle, but you can actually do that. You can actually build buildings brick by brick if you want.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I mean they have pre-made buildings in there, obviously, but you can build buildings from scratch in there and just place the kiosks in it. Like if you want to build a restaurant, right? You can build your own restaurant and just say there's a burger kiosk in here, and you can go buy burgers or whatever. So it's really nice. They really thought of everything in this game. And there's a couple DLC packs. Jesse, I was telling you, there's a Ghostbusters and Back to the Future DLC pack that you can purchase for $15, and I don't know if I'll be doing that, but it's there. I wonder if it's going to be on the Xbox version as well. But
if it is, I definitely will end up getting the Ghostbuster one.
Yeah, I think like the Firehouse from Ghostbusters is in there, the Ecto one.
Oh, nice.
A lot of some of the characters that are walking around wear like Ghostbuster suits. It's kind of cool.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm definitely waiting. Can't wait for it to come to Xbox. That's where I'm gonna be buying that, and just be like, I'm gonna make a roller coaster.
Yeah, it's really cool because you can save your blueprints to, like, if you want to build a roller coaster and you love it, you can save the blueprint and use it in another park if you want to. Like if you start a new game or if you play through the career mode or whatever, you can save your blueprint and use it in the next park. So that's a really
you can
neat
share
feature.
And then you can just share those online if people want to download them as well. Then.
Yeah, you can upload your blueprints to Steam Workshop, and people can download them for free and everything. So it's really cool, man. It's almost overwhelming how much stuff you can do. Like I do like the simplicity of the older Roller Coaster Tycoon games, and I love and appreciate how much you can do in this game. I do wish it was a little bit simpler to wrap your head around, because there is just so much to wrap your head around. So, and I had to get a separate mouse because a lot of the features are tied to the buttons on the mouse. But when you're using a Mac mouse, it's it's one button, and you literally can't even move the camera with it. So I dug out this old Logitech mouse that was like $10 at Walmart or something.
Nice.
And I've been using that. So
Nice.
yeah, it's been really fun though to play, and it's bringing back so many memories of when I used to sit in my parents' office and use the computer for Roller Coaster Tycoon and The Sims for hours and hours and hours and hours, and just build dumb roller coasters and try to play through the Roller Coaster Tycoon career mode and everything. It's just a blast.
Once I have my desktop computer in my room and have Roller Coaster Tycoon 3, I would just be in the sandbox making rides just all day long.
Yeah.
You would not realize how much time has passed.
I know.
When you actually get done with the coaster, you'd be like,
I mean, even when I'm doing the sandbox mode in here, like I was up till like almost 2:00 in the morning one night playing it. I'm like, man, did I really just spend that much time like leveling terrain and building pathways and trying to figure stuff out? Like, and I started at like 8:30 or 9. It wasn't like I started at midnight. So
right. You're just like, wow.
It's so fun though. It's so fun.
Is that all you've been getting down to?
Let me see. I made a list. Hold on. I think that's it. But yeah, that was the big one though, was Planet Coaster. If you have, it runs on almost everything too. So the specs, it's only 11 gigs to download, which was kind of surprising to me. But yeah, I think that's about it. I played a little bit of Ori and the Will of the Wisps too, but not enough to like talk about. It's a very pretty game. It's very very pretty. But
yeah, I got to post the pictures of the collection on our page because I have the pictures. I just got to post them stuff.
Yeah.
Really nice collection, really really nice.
Yeah.
Well, Jesse, I'm going to save you for last because I also have a lot of games that I've been playing. So starting with Switch. I've been playing 3000 Duel. I finally beat this big skeleton monsters yesterday, so I was able to make progress. But now I'm in like a new area. I'm really loving this mix of Metroid and Bloodborne style game. Like, it is fun and addictive. It's not that hard. It really isn't that hard to get through. A lot of it feels like, if you dash this, you could go dash through an enemy. So it has that action style kind of feeling to it at times. And even when you get close to the enemy and you die, you got to do it over again. It's just like I now know your pattern, so now I just gotta at the right time these jumps, time this attack, use this weapon, and I'll be good to go. And I just been having a ball with it, with that game. Also been playing Animal Crossing New Horizon. I picked that one up. I didn't get the journal book because I bought it at Target and stuff, and they didn't really have anyone in electronics, so I didn't worry about it. But I'm really liking this game. There is more that I need to play. My city, if you guys haven't recognized, is called GameCubity. It is the campus of all things GameCube. So, and my fruit is cherries. So if you guys want to join me, I'll post my Switch friend code. You guys could come to my village, or you could check it out on my Twitter page for it. But there's more that I got to do to get into it, but I really am enjoying this game. I really, really am loving it. Also played the Trials of Mana demo. This is a fantastic PG, not just a JRPG, a fantastic PG. I was laughing. It's so over the top, yet it has a Dragon Quest style. The fighting and combo system is really good. It feels like it's going to be deep. And just by playing the demo, it may be on my list for Game of the Year. Like, already. Like, I really love it. Great performances with the voice acting. Charlotte is going to be annoying as a character because she'd be like, well, I gotta go get the truck in it and all of this stuff. And I'm just like, no, why do we have this character? I'm like, no. Uh, so, but I really did enjoy that demo. I really am loving it. I do need to play more Pokemon Mystery Quest, and I do need to play more some of the other games that I've been playing. I popped in Breath of the Wild, but took it out so I could play Animal Crossing. I am now. Hold on, Jesse. Corey already know. So everybody, before I continue on, Corey, would you like to tell them about new Nintendo show that will be coming soon?
A new Nintendo show? Like for
Yes.
Is the show called "That Actually Finishes a Zelda Game"?
No, it is. It's something that we talked about on the show this Thursday.
Yeah, we are going to do a couple things on Nintendo Power Blocks feed. We're going to do expansion pack. We are talking about bringing that back, which, Jesse, you and I can talk about Arsenal X and what we want to do on that feed as well. We're going to do the direct recap show, which is basically recapping, the Nintendo Directs and everything that's in them. And then Ed and I kind of talked about doing a Nintendo game kind of appreciation / semi book club show called Now Loading, which I think is going to be a interesting thing to talk about. And we're going to do it on Breath of the Wild when Ed finishes it. So, yeah.
Nice.
Jesse, I know we'll probably talk a little bit about Arsenal X stuff tomorrow or later in the chat or whatever, because I kind of want to have a similar thing for that as well. But also scheduling is a thing too. So, but yeah. Ed's like,
yes.
It's like, I don't know. Ed's never gonna finish Breath of the Wild.
I am going to finish. I ain't gonna work on Breath of the Wild.
Speaking of Zelda and Nintendo and stuff, that blue Fire game.
We would get into the indie direct, because yes, you talked a little bit about that on Power Block, but we would get into the indie direct a little bit later. So that's what I've been doing, at least a lot on Switch, like really jumping around, playing a lot of different games, and pick some up and everything. For Xbox, I've been playing Control, making through. Forcing myself to get through that game. I don't know why I'm not feeling it. I did get to the puzzle room, the maze room that the doors are open, but right now I guess I got to come back to it later on, because it only puts me into a circle, and so I got to continue like getting to. I'm kind of like on where I got to meet the scientist researcher. I got to find her. So I'm kind of on to that portion, and then I'll be playing more of the game, trying to get more key cards, hopefully, so I can find other doors and go through them and collect that stuff and everything. But I mean, I enjoy it for what it is. But I could see some of the problems of going back to those some areas that didn't have to do all those that fight over and stuff. Definitely, I think that the ideal is that you're supposed to do a lot of the psychic stuff, like grabbing the rock from the ground and throwing at enemies. They're thinking that if you're going to do a lot of that, you should be able to get past through a lot of part of the game. But I'm making my way through that. Playing also Shantae, half Hero Genie. This is the one before the new game comes out, because I beat the Pirate Curse one, but I never beat Half Genie Hero. I played part of it on Switch. I'm not Switch, on Wii U, and like I got stuck at one part and it just wasn't doing it. So now that I'm playing it on Xbox One, part of the backlog challenge, it's kind of helping me get through it. I will say this: Xbox controllers are not made for platforming games. I am doing my best to make it through. But 2D platformers like Mega Man and stuff, it really is hard trying to play that with an analog and a directional pad. and my Mega Man skills are up to snuff. They're really good, but I'm just like, I think sometimes the input
There goes Ed
just
bragging about retro games again. I'm
the,
really good at Mega Man, guys.
the input sometimes doesn't, reflect. Like sometimes there'll be a half second when I press the button and my character don't jump, or if I'm moving, it feels like it gets stuck and then it'll move and stuff. So, but I'm like, it was free for Games with Gold this month, so I downloaded. And if you guys have an Xbox and you have not downloaded all the Games with Gold for this month, I really recommend that you do. They have four great games that you could download on Games with Gold. So shout out to Microsoft for doing that. Last but not least, I did buy Doom Eternal, downloaded that, but haven't started it. I also blessed somebody for their birthday with that copy. And I also picked up. I picked up Shadow of the Tomb Raider, the Steelbook Limited Edition from Target for $20 for PS4.
Oh wow, nice.
Yeah, and I am still making my way to Mass Effect 2 in this game. I just got the Krogan, the new one in it.
The little one, the little like what, the experimental one, like what's his? What's his name? I always want to call him like Crunch or something, but that's not his name. I forget his name.
His name, yes. But I'm still getting characters to make my way through that game. And
where's my Mass Effect trilogy for Switch, guys? Where's it at? Come on.
Yeah. I'm still enjoying that game. I feel like I'm going to beat 2, and then I'm like, okay, let me jump into 3. Yes, everybody, I still need to do this Dead Space trilogy. I need to get through that. Yes, but Resident Evil 3 is coming, so I got to get ready for that. The Last of Us 2 is coming, so I got to get ready for that. Jesse, I have made progress in Dead Space, the first one. I just need to make
Dead Space. Dead Space is right. It's right up there with Resident Evil 2 for me. Like, those games.
It's ready to go for my backlog stuff. I got it in my file. I just need to get through it and everything. Mm-hmm. So that's pretty much what I've been getting down to, and definitely I'll be able to talk more about Resident Evil 3 because I got to download it for PS4. I want to see if there is a difference to it. But I really can't wait. Oh, and also down there, Phantasy Star Online 2, because it's free to play on Xbox, but I haven't started or anything. So pretty much that's all I've been playing at this time for me. So Jesse, what games have you been getting down?
All right, so yeah, I did get a chance to start Animal Crossing, but it wasn't me per se playing it. So my daughter is in kindergarten, and she's just in the process really of learning to read. So like, there's a couple of words that she can read, but it's still pretty new to her. So what I've been doing is I've just been reading everything to her. And then she's got the controller, and I kind of help her with all the buttons of like, say, when it shows the Y next to when people are talking, that means that you could skip on to the next sentence that they say or whatever. And so I just kind of been experienced it that way, the beginning of it, just reading it to her, and then like reading all the options when it gives you options of what you want to pick and what you want to say. And then, letting her, pick whatever one, and then I let her do like the beginning things where you got to go and run and collect like 10 branches to start to work on the fire and stuff like that. So yeah, I mean, like, I'm not super far into it. I just kind of we got to the point of where you're just kind of starting that little celebration, welcoming everyone to the island, and then we had her go to bed, and then in the game or whatever, and then we just kind of saved it and turned it off because she wanted to do something else. But So like I haven't experienced too much of it, myself, but I can already tell that it's definitely as far as the Animal Crossing games go, there's a lot of things in it that are going to hold my attention that some of the past ones really didn't have too much of. Like I do like the whole, kind of almost mix of Minecraft into it. It gives me a lot of Minecraft vibes, this one, a lot more so than the past ones. So yeah, I'm looking forward to, actually getting into that game a little bit. Because I think is that you can only have one island per name on your Switch, right? But you can start a new game. It seems like with if you make multiple accounts on your Switch, I think each account can have its own island. So I think my son started one on his name, and then I'm gonna start one on mine. Then so we'll all kind of have our own islands. But so yeah, that I'm looking forward to getting more into. Before we started the show, I did play a good chunk of the beginning of the new Doom. And man, that game is so amazing. And like now, playing it in 4K and stuff like that.
Yeah.
They like since I'm playing in HDR, they give you a whole list of like a whole menu of adjusters that are specifically for HDR settings to try to really maximize the quality of the image and stuff. And man, does that game look so amazing in 4K. And even though it's playing at only 30 frames per second, honestly, I can barely even tell. Like it looks like it's running at better than 30 frames in 4K.
If it's running almost the same as the first Doom, it I don't know how they put it off. It looks like it's running like at 60. Like it's like something is making it faster.
Yeah.
On
but
the
in
X,
4K.
On the X, I know it runs at 60 frames no matter what. So it might be
even
running
at 4K, or
I mean, it might be running at checkerboard 1440p, but I know that they like at least on the X, I know they wanted it to run at 60 frames a second. I don't know what it's running on the S, but I do know.
Yeah.
That it is running at 60 on the X.
Okay. Yeah, because I have it in 4K and it looks really smooth. And yeah, it's a phenomenal looking game. Like all the like your backgrounds and stuff, like the backdrops of the world and stuff are just breathtaking. They're amazing looking, and just like it's definitely kind of gotten similar to like I've been playing Metro Exodus or whatever, and it's just that world is beautiful to look at in 4K. Like it's really like now having 4K, it really makes it hard to go back to 1080p because 1080p looks so bad.
No, don't.
Yes, it does.
No,
yes,
look,
it does.
I always thought like, why do you need 4K to play games? 1080p looks fine. And then when I started playing in 4K, I'm like, this doesn't look that different. And then when I went back to 1080p, I was like, oh my gosh, this looks like I feel like I'm playing in standard definition.
Yeah, it does. It feels like you're playing in 720p or 440 after you go to 4K.
That might be for you guys. For me personally, I can't tell the difference.
You haven't played games in 4K yet, though, Ed.
Hey, hush. That's coming.
Ed needs,
but I'm just saying.
Ed needs something to complain about right now, guys.
No, I don't. I'm just saying. I actually was looking at TVs at Target yesterday. For a 4K. So at this time, I mean, I have enough to go get one. I just gotta find out.
If you want to get it, you might as well get it now because you might not be able to leave soon. Leave your house.
Preach the word. Preach the word. So yeah. But go ahead, Jesse.
So yeah, like Doom has been amazing. It feels so fast paced and like just like it's definitely a lot more difficult than the first one because like it's like this game is definitely about constantly moving and and just you're moving, you're jumping out of the way, you're side jumping, you're just trying to, you almost feel like you play it the same way you would like a like the scrolling shoot 'em ups, like
Yeah.
where you're playing as the planes and you're kind of dodging stuff. Like, yeah, that it almost gives me vibes and feels like that, like when you're playing those type of games where you're just trying to, because there's guys like hurling things and you're having to, hit certain things, on the fly to try to, minimize the amount of damage certain characters can do. They have the whole thing where there's certain parts of the body that you can target and things like that. My favorite right now is I got for the LMG type gun that you kind of get early on. I got the upgrade to turn it into basically like a sniper. So like it will only shoot, you can shoot one bullet, but it lets you zoom in really close, like a sniper scope. And like I just love like pulling, like it feels so satisfying when you pull off just a quick zoom on a guy's head and you just pop his head and then just go on to the next one. It's really I'm having a lot of fun playing that game.
Does the kill still take long, like the animation where you're just like, I really wish they would hurry this up so I could get back to killing?
Not really. I mean, like there's different animations that it kind of cycles through. Some of them are quicker than others, but that also really depends on the enemy as well, like what kind of animation they're having to do, like whether it's more like a little bit more to the animation. But I feel like most of the stuff is pretty quick, including the chainsaw. I mean, you chainsaw them in half or whatever, and it's about as quick as or quicker even than probably when you use a chainsaw on gears. So it's I really haven't had any issues with that, and I think you're pretty much, for the most part, I think you're invincible during that, but I'm not sure. Maybe I'm wrong. But yeah, like I've been having a blast playing that. And that's another game I'm looking forward to playing some more. And then the other game that I've really been focusing on, other than like Modern Warfare, obviously I've played some more and more of that, because now they after I I said on Twitter that they need to add a solo mode, like literally the next day there was a solo mode. So I like to think that I was the reason that happened. But so yeah, I've been playing solo mode of the Warzone and enjoying that. I haven't won one yet, but when Blackout came out, it took me quite some time before I started winning a lot.
Yeah,
on
me too.
there.
It took me a while to win too.
So I'm just hopefully gonna get better at that and learn. The thing is I'm still learning the map. I mean, the map is gigantic.
It's huge.
Yeah, it's I think they're as big as the maps in PUBG. Like that, they're pretty big, and there's a lot going on in the maps. And they're not like uniform, and like just repeating stuff kind of like they did in the in Blackout as much. It feels like all the areas are very, very unique and very different in their own ways. Like, obviously you're going to have a couple of things that are kind of copy and pasted, but for the most part, all the areas feel really different. In a lot of ways. So yeah, I'm enjoying that, and I'm looking forward to maybe one of these days, like all of us joining and are getting a game going with a couple of us. The last game that I was playing is I was playing some Far Cry 4. because I'm trying. That's my game. I'm kind of decided to work on for my backlog. Because I really only started the beginning of it. I really didn't get very far in it. So I was like, well, you know what? I'm kind of in the mood to play like a more open world type of game if I'm gonna do something out of my backlog. And I like Far Cry 4, but I'm gonna be honest, I cannot wait until we get a Far Cry 6, because they really, really improved on that game from 4 to 5. Like 5, like everything feels so much better in 5. Like you can see in 4 where they've kind of started working towards what they did in 5, and kind of getting some of those really good mechanics and things set up that they then improved on 5. And I'm looking forward to the next one, because I really do want to see where they go from there, as far as improving some of those things, and maybe possibly improving upon like the AI and stuff like that. Like that's one thing that like the next generation of consoles is supposed to be able to do better, as long as companies work on it, and kind of build their games around that. So because like I really do think that like the one thing that could be done in those open world games in next generation that would improve them greatly is working on the AI, and working on like having more character in the people around you. And I think that's kind of what we're gonna see in the new Watch Dogs game. Like I think that a new Watch Dogs game is going to kind of pave the way as far as the AI stuff goes, and giving you variety for the next generation. Just so with the fact that you'll be able to take over like all the different characters, and they kind of got their own personalities and things like that. So I'm looking forward to that. So yeah, that's pretty much what I've been playing. I think I did play some Gears Pop.
I did play some Disney Emoji Blitz.
I played some Gears Pop.
I still don't know how you did that, Corey. That still just throws me off. Like, wait, what is this? But yeah, go ahead, Jesse. I'm sorry.
Well, yeah, I played Gears Pop because like I've been working on trying to get like achievements and things to get Microsoft points, to use towards getting real money.
That's how they get you.
And so they had some stuff. But honestly, like for a mobile game, like Gears Pop really isn't that bad. Like I've definitely played 100 times worse mobile games. It's not exactly a type of game that I'm super interested in playing like all the time, but like if it's something that you're interested in, I could see where it wouldn't be that bad of a game. It's basically just a clicker for the most part, really. Yeah. All it is just dropping guys where you want them, and then they're doing everything themselves. It's not really, it's not a very difficult game to play.
It seems more like maybe what Gears Tactics, I mean, a very, very, very light version of it, but it seems more like what Gears Tactics is going to be. Mm-hmm. Like almost like an XCOM style, where like you place the characters and then they just kind of do what they need to.
Yeah, or like a Command and Conquer type game. Mm-hmm. Like that it's almost more like one of those where you click where you want a guy to go, and then they'll move to that area and start attacking on their own or whatever. Mm-hmm. It's basically that's what it is. Yeah, just like a very, very light, small arena, version of like a Command and Conquer type kind of game where they just kind of do their thing when you click to where you want them to go. So
yeah,
but yeah, it's not awful, but again, it's not really for me either. It's too basic for me. I'd like a little bit more to it, a little bit more meat to it, and I would seriously think about playing it more. But I got what I needed out of it and moved on.
I'm really excited for Gears Tactics though, because that comes out in like a month, less than a month.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Did they price it? Is it for pre-order?
What Tactics?
No, Gears Tactics. Yeah, that's only for mobile.
It's only for PC, I think, right now. PC. For now,
yeah.
I'm sure they're going to set it up as some sort of Xbox One or Series X launch title or something, and like it'll come to Xbox eventually, right? Rod Ferguson said as much, right? So,
because I
think the thing. Yeah, I think the thing is it's going to be like a timed exclusive for PC. The majority of people who want to play those games are on PC, so they know where their audience is.
Plus, like I think what they're trying to do is, trying to have people. They're trying to have reasons for people to buy into Game Pass on PC, and I think that's one of the big ones. And delaying an Xbox release for Halo Wars ended up coming to Xbox as well too. So, and that's real-time strategy, how they got that to work on Xbox was kind of mind-blowing at the time. But that's just kind of how I feel. Gears Tactics is just buy into Game Pass on PC. It'll come to Xbox at some point. Just have to be
give it time.
Of course, now would be a great time to release it on Xbox because we're all going to be hermits.
Yeah. But I get it, that's the thing is they want to be better about including people who are on PC and stuff as well, and not forgetting that there's a big audience that plays games there, and it's fine, we've got plenty of games to play on Xbox and there's plenty of stuff to do. I can wait a little while if that's what it takes.
Yeah.
So much stuff to do and play. I'm so far behind on all my stuff that I have. So
I know I'm so behind on everything. I wish I had more time to just sit and finish stuff. It's tough to do.
Well, everybody, we're going to get into the last section of the show. We were going to have a discussion about Series X and PlayStation 5 Tech Talk. Actually, me and Jesse somehow had a 2.5-hour podcast discussion. We didn't go, and it was good. It was very educational. We had our disagreements with here and there, but I told Jesse, I did agree with a lot of stuff that he was saying.
Yeah.
You could check me and Corey's discussion about it on Power Block when that releases. But we really had a good talk. But I decided we was going to have it, but I decided due to the fact of the time that's going on, I decided to have a discussion about the Indie Direct. Hopefully, Corey, you got to see it.
I did not watch it yet. We just discussed it.
Oh, you didn't?
No, I didn't. I only watched some of the trailers for the games.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
So, Jesse talked about Blue Fire. That was the first game that they show. I'm not gonna go through the list of who released it and when it comes out, but we can talk about some of these games because some of us looked at it. But yeah, they started off with Blue Fire, and that game, they started off right with that game. I was just this is a must-have.
Yeah, same for me. It's basically. I honestly, if I could pick two games, if I had to pick two games that I would compare it to, it's like if you took a 3D Zelda game and mixed it with Lightfall. That, in my opinion, that's basically what it's like. It's you've got the very fast, flying through the air, fast movement, platforming. That's vertical, but you've also got the whole combat and kind of almost some areas even remind me a lot of areas from Breath of the Wild type kind of things. So it's like a mix of those two games basically, and if someone says, hey, would you like a game that mixes Breath of the Wild with Lightfall, I'd be like, yeah, now. So yeah, I'm so looking forward to this game. It looks so amazing. The characters and the design of the maps and the world and stuff just look phenomenal. And like the whole time I was just, my eyes were just like fixed to what they were showing me, and I just needed to have it then.
I think the only thing that concerns me is the camera. But if there is still a game in progress because it don't come out till the summer, but it's just like I will be buying this game when it comes out. Like this really captured me, and definitely the next game, Baldo. This was the one that had the mix of that Studio Ghibli animation and that top-down Zelda RPG.
It's definitely top-down Studio Ghibli Zelda is exactly. I mean, we talked about it like almost a year ago. I think some footage came out about on it, and then we haven't seen it since. And I actually thought the game already came out at some point because I was like, oh, well, haven't seen anything on it. It must have been one of those games that snuck out onto the eShop. But yeah, I'm glad that game's out already, or it's coming out soon. So
I have to have this game. Like if I don't buy anything else this year, I definitely will be buying that. What I'm talking about, I'm going to keep buying games and stuff. But yeah, that one, dude, I seen it and I was just like, oh, this is going to be a $30 or $40 game, and I will pay for it.
I will pay for it. I think it'll probably be it. I think it's going to be. It kind of almost reminds me of Ni no Kuni to an extent too. You know,
yeah,
it has that. It has like that top-down vibe from like the beginning of Ni no Kuni when you're kind of walking around the town or whatever. Like it just kind of feels like that a little bit. I'm excited to see because like I think it's going to be a little bit different than what people are expecting, which is a good thing. I just want to see how it all comes together. So.
Yeah. The next one they showed was I Am Dead. Kind of. I guess you're playing a spirit or a ghost or something, and you go to different places, and it feels like the more you zoom into stuff, the more you realize what the contents hold and stuff. It was an interesting game. It has the look of Untitled Goose Game, like that art style, but a little bit more detailed in a sense. I was kind of on the fence on this one, but it looks interesting enough to get it. Did you guys check it out or anything?
I did not. I'm looking it up.
I watched the thing, but I didn't really. I don't really remember a whole lot.
Okay.
From about it. But yeah, and like I didn't really say, but yeah, Baldo does definitely look like, normally that's not something that I would be interested in, like for game wise, but it that one did interest me quite a bit.
Yeah. We had Bark by TikTok Games. It's about dogs.
Of course it is.
like what
it makes
more
sense.
Can I say? Yes. Cyanide and Happiness, Freakopolis. I was just like, I know. It's a no for me.
Is that the shoot 'em up one or?
No, the shoot 'em up one that was
the dog one. Oh, okay.
Oh yeah.
Well, the dog one was the shoot 'em up too, right? Where it's yeah. That one looked. I mean, it looked interesting, but at the same time, I don't know. I'm really picky about those kind of shoot 'em up games. I'm more into the old school stuff, like like the stuff on NES or SNES and stuff like that. But
the next one they showed off was Summer of Mana or Summer of Mara. I'm sorry, everybody. Trying to get this thing low. Okay, yeah, Summer and Mara. It looks kind of cool. It was an interesting game. Quantum League though looks very interesting. It's like a arena-based game.
Yeah, it kind of looked like Halo almost. Like it looked like a Halo with a rewind mechanic almost. It looked kind of cool.
Yeah, it looks very interesting. I'm like, I will give this a try if you guys pick it up. Um, like if you guys decide to get it. Um, the next
Yeah,
one, the
the
good. Oh, go ahead, Jesse. I'm sorry.
Quantum League, was that was the one that was kind of like a mix between like, yeah, like a paintball kind of like game, like almost like a mix between like Splatoon and like a Halo or something. Is that what the one? So because it was like a shooter, like a third person shooter, right?
No, it was a first person shooter.
Oh, was it?
This was
Yeah.
the first person shooter that it looks like. I thought it was Halo at first. Like it looks a lot like Halo, but it
Oh,
has.
okay.
At first, I thought it was that game that came out last year where it was like Halo meets Portal, but it's not that. It has like a weird rewind mechanic and some.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's kind of
Oh,
it's
okay.
cool looking.
Oh yeah. That's like, I think, yeah, you must be able to do third and first person or something, because
Yeah,
I just remember them showing it in third person, but
yeah. At one point, they do it there because you're splitting yourself up. So it's kind of like what you're doing is
okay.
you're presetting destinations and putting your character in, and then I guess you go and fight for it.
Okay.
It looks really really good.
So it's almost like a super hot kind of,
Yeah.
like how super
Yeah.
hot was, where you can kind of rewind, make sure that you're doing things the way you want to and put things where you want it to be and stuff like that. Okay. Yeah, like, because I'm kind of hoping we eventually get a Super Hot 2. I like that game a lot.
Yeah, I think we'll get that for sure at some point. Super hot too.
Yes. The Good Life. This one is a new game by Swery 7. This is a game where you can transform to castle dogs to help solve mysteries, and you can ride a sheep. The game looks kind of. Every time I look at it, I'm like, this doesn't look good at all. Like this looks like a Steam Greenlight game.
What game is it?
Well,
The Good Life.
Oh, yeah, it looks dumb.
yeah. It's that, and that Mara game kind of remind me of like a really cheap like what is it, like a game made about like a TV show or something that's that's just not gonna be the greatest in the world type of thing. But
Well, see,
yeah.
some of Mara looks like Dora the Explorer, but
That's what I thought too. Dora. It's exactly, looks like a Dora property game.
yes. The Last Campfire by Hello Games. Beautiful. That music in that trailer. Oh, I really want that soundtrack. And this is a game by Sean Murray and his team, and regardless of what people, like I said on Pablo, regardless of what people thought, The Last Campfire looks phenomenal. The first time they showed this, I wanted this game, and I just seeing more of it. I'm like, please give it to me physically. Like I need this.
This game is only made by like 4 or 5 people too. It's not the No Man's Sky team. It's a different team. So I mean, I'm glad they're kind of like expanding and seeing what else they could do, because I think they have a lot to. Not that like No Man's Sky isn't the game that people want it to be now, but I think they have a lot of ground to make up in terms of what they want people to expect from them and what people do expect from them. Just like from just, okay, we messed up, we need to make good on it, but how do we do that? And I think this is a good step in that direction. They're going to publish the game themselves. They're just going to put it out and make sure people, really enjoy it and show, there's no Sony PR to wrap your mind around. There's no anything like that. It's just, this is what they're going to do. And it's really, I love the look of the game. It kind of reminds me a little bit of Hob mixed with Rhyme.
Yeah.
Is what it reminds me of. Like, I think that looks really cool. But yeah, that's all I really had to say about it. Sorry, I didn't mean to.
No, that's perfectly fine. Everybody who came away from looking like that, I think I think it's going to do great in sales. I think it's going to be a really big hit on Switch. I believe it's coming out to the other platforms also. And I don't. I think they said it was a time exclusive.
It
It may
is.
be.
I think it's.
Is a time
Well,
exclusive.
I don't know if they said it was or not, but man, I don't know. Ugh, I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't.
A lot of people were just like, I know Limited Run Games said that like if you could take one game from the direct, what would you guys take for us to make? And a lot of people said The Last Campfire was it. And looking at it, I was just like, yeah, this needs to be physical if it comes out. I think a lot of people would pay that money if they do a nice collection and or they do a standard edition, just a standard edition. But it's very, very beautiful.
Uh-oh. Hello?
Okay.
Ed disappeared.
What happened? Oh,
You,
no.
you disappeared. Podcasting across the airwaves.
Oh no, Skype, what you do? I didn't do nothing. But what are your guys' thoughts about it?
About
Yeah,
Do-
the last campfire?
No, Pistol Junk Eat It.
Oh, Pixel Junkie.
oh,
It's fine. I mean,
Oh.
it's
Do you
fine.
guys see me?
Yeah,
yep.
Okay, camera.
we're
Yeah,
doing
it's Skype.
we're doing some I'm just trying to do some producing on the fly here. Excuse me.
We have a special guest.
It looks fine. I mean, it looks like a pixel junk game, right? I mean, it's if you've been playing it since the PSP, you know what to expect from pixel junk games. So I mean, it looks fine. I'm glad these games are starting to make their way off of Sony platforms exclusively. I think more people should
yes.
play them, but I mean, it looks like a pixel junk game. It looks fine.
Yeah.
So.
Any thoughts, Jesse?
No, I'm so over the pixel stuff. I just like I'm so sick of them. I just feel like too many people are just keep on going back to that stuff, and it's getting oversaturated. So the second I see stuff like that, I zone out. I don't even pay attention anymore.
Free is a card-based kind of strategy game. I think it came out on PC before because I've never heard of this. But I mean, it looks good. I think it's too deep for me not to get into. I was just like, I don't understand what is going on. But but a lot of people were excited about this. So for it to show up on Switch, and it looks like it's a grid-based like card mixture game. Like it doesn't look bad at all with it. So, but any thoughts about it?
Not really, honestly. The game I'm most interested in wasn't even in the Indie World Showcase.
We will talk about it after.
Chop chop! I want to talk about it.
Okay. So the next one we're closer to the end was Elder Souls. This game looks like Juta. If people don't know, like a top down, it's got these big monsters and it's a boss rush kind of game. It looks pretty good.
It's on sale on Switch all the time. That Jotan game. It's literally every time you go into Great Deals, it's on sale all the time. It's funny.
We do have a montage that they quickly did. So Blair Witch is coming to Switch. Ghost of a Tale, Skyrocket, Superliminal.
Yeah, that game. I definitely want to get. It's like definitely a good puzzle type game.
Well, and they showed this one at I think they showed this one at Xbox conference last year.
Yeah.
Okay. Wingspan, and I don't know if it ever came out though for it.
No, I think it still hasn't come out yet.
Okay, so when it comes to Switch, it's just another announcement. Okay, Wingspan, Dicey Dungeon, Bouncy Battle, and Moving Out, and then they ended the show with Exit the Gungeon, which is available for you guys to purchase. a lot of people saying it's once again it's hard and it's an elevator action game, and that was kind of like the indie direct. Uh, but what was your guys' overall thoughts of it?
Um, it was fine. I mean, it was another indie direct, and I'm sure it has games for everyone. You know, I'm not like I'm not like I would rather see what the big Nintendo Direct is going to be like, right? I don't really look forward to these little ones. I want to see what's coming from Nintendo, and I'm just not a big indie guy. I mean, I wish I was, but there's certain games that catch my eye, like Axiom Verge or Shovel Knight or Hob, or some of these other games that are good. I'll stop and play them, but like it's more of a word of mouth thing than oh, I see that game, I want to play that. I mean, The Last Campfire is probably the one that sticks out the most for me, is the one that I want to play. But other than that, it's kind of like, I could. It's hard because like I know a lot of people put a lot of time and effort into these indie games. I'm just like, it's just not. A lot of them just aren't for me, and I think that's fine. But yeah.
Yeah, for me it was like I'm kind of the opposite. Like the big titles for like Nintendo and things like that. Like you're gonna have your Zeldas and stuff that are like a guaranteed. I'm gonna get the experience that I'm expecting from them. But like I love indies just because like it's always going to be something new, most likely, that and give you an experience or something that you don't know what to expect. And so like a lot of these games that they showed in there, like there was a couple of really good ones that really caught my eye, because at the end of the day, like my Switch is mostly an indie box. Like I buy way more indie games on it than I do Nintendo games, and so I was excited for this, and was definitely I thought it was a good showing of games, and it was kind of interesting to see that Blair Witch was coming to it. I didn't expect that, but like like the Last Campfire and Blue Fire, looked really good. So, those, and then there's a couple that I've kind of already, I've seen before, but they kind of confirmed that, they were coming to Switch. Stuff. So that was, that was good as well. So, because that Superliminal, game just looks like a blast. Like I like the whole aspect thing of like making depending on what angle and how far away you're looking at something, it then becomes that size, and like kind of messing with the visual stuff like that to do puzzles is always something that I like and enjoy whenever they do find new ways to make puzzles out of things, instead of just it being like you've got to go here and push a button or set something here. They took a unique kind of direction of making puzzle things and stuff with the visuals.
Last thing for me, what I did love about this direct, and I said this, I like how international it was, showing different developers around the world coming together to put these games on there, because that Italian studio doing Baldo, I was just like, this is very weird, but that Italian studio would come together and make a game like this. Like, who know? I would never think a developer from Italy would be putting something on Switch, and it was just good from just different people around the world putting different products on Switch. So that's what I took from this indie rec. Once again, I definitely did enjoy it. So last but not least, Corey, what game did you want to talk about that you were so excited about?
Oh, the game that I wanted to talk about was the new game from the team that did The Messenger, which was the Ninja Gaiden / Metroidvania-ish style game.
Yes.
a game called Sea of Stars, which is a turn-based RPG in the vein of Chrono Trigger, and probably, it looks from the top down, it looks like Secret of Mana.
Yeah.
But it looks really cool. The art style is super cool. I just love the way this game looks. It's set in the universe of the Messengers. It's a prequel story to the Messenger, but it looks. I love the art and I love the animations. Like, if you watch the trailer, man, it just looks amazing. It's being kickstarted, so I don't know when this game is coming out, but it is a beautiful looking game. And I know, Jesse, I know you said you're kind of tired of the pixel art stuff, and I mean, honestly, I am too, but this game has a little bit more character than just your generic pixel art style games.
See, and that's the thing, is I want them to not just rely on the nostalgia, but actually bring something innovative and good looking to it. Like, obviously, like there are games that are pixel art that I do enjoy a lot, but they've got to do something more than just try to play on people's nostalgia. And I feel like too many of them do that.
We've come a long way from, like, Axiom Verge and Shovel Knight being novelties, right? Like, those games were amazing in 2013 and 2015 respectively, but we're so removed from that, and so many people have been trying to do that since then, that it's like, okay, if you're going to do pixel art, make it stand out, make it be something incredible, right? And even as much as I enjoyed Dead Cells, it really didn't do that much different in terms of pixel art stuff. Like, it looked great, like, for that style of game, it looked amazing, but I think Sea of Stars looks incredible. I think it's really doing, especially in terms of like shading and lighting, and it almost looks like the characters are rendered in 3D pixels almost. Like, it just looks really, really good.
It reminds me of Octopath Traveler in some ways, where it's pixelated, but at the same time it's very, very like high resolution, really detailed looking.
It almost looks like the world was rendered in 3D, and they're using some sort of mask over it that makes it pixel art. Like, that's what this looks like.
Like skinning something that's based in a higher resolution. Similar to like how they're kind of did the opposite with Minecraft, where they took the old Minecraft and they skinned it to make it look like higher resolution, more real, not realistic, but the textures and everything are different in a way that it makes it look different. Like, they took an old game and they up-resed it, it's kind of like that, but doing the opposite.
I can't wait for this game. It looks so good, man.
You was right, Corey. It is up my alley. I went and watched it after we got done talking, and I was just like, oh yeah, this is a must have.
This is definitely one that I like. You want to talk about indie games that I would be into? This is the one that I'm just like, okay, here we go.
Yes. Well, everybody, that is the show. Hopefully everybody is staying safe. I know there are some places that are on lockdown, some places that are monitoring where people are going and stuff. But we really want you guys to be safe. Hopefully new information comes out. So just be aware of what is being said and what info is being released. Just do your best. Really treat each other better. Stay safe. Check on your people. Hit them up on Skype, Zoom, or whatever way that you can get in touch with them. Definitely, if you're playing games online and you guys are chatting, be nice to one another. Really, like, just have good conversations and just be friendly, because a lot of people who are isolated, they are really feeling the effects for it, and they really need human contact.
Especially like if you have like grandparents or stuff, call them every day and just, make sure that they're not trying to, leave the house, or, I know that sounds kind of dumb, but
I mean, I'm trying
like
I'm trying to get my
sometimes,
parents to not leave the house, so
yeah, yeah. So that,
Yeah.
yeah, like just make sure, and like, and like if you're interested, like I know Ed said he was listening to something else, but like if you like want to learn a little bit more, and and it's still be entertaining. There's a podcast I listen to called Science Versus, and they normally, this would be their off season where they'd be preparing for the next season and getting stuff ready, interviews and things like that. But they've been kind of interviewing doctors and people who are, like firsthand, like witnessing the worst parts of this, and just, but they're like trying to inform people on, the situations and why things are happening the way they are, and, like ways to make yourself prepared and safe, from these kind of things. So yeah, like Science Versus, it's just a really good podcast in general, if you're like me and you enjoy like learning, through science and stuff like that a lot. It's definitely a great podcast to check out.
Especially right now, learning about this is probably the most important thing too.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So,
well, because, I just wanted, like, the last thing, like, I know it sounds like dark and grim, but like the thing is like we ultimately should be preparing for this whole quarantine stuff being a lot longer than we would want it to be, just because, like, if it all blows over sooner than that, it'll be much better than,
I mean,
than expecting us to only be here for a week more yet and then we'll be fine. No, like in reality, they're like, some of the doctors and scientists are saying that it could not take this long of us being in quarantine, but it could take up to a year for us to fully recover from this, like,
Yes.
that. Now that doesn't mean a year of us being stuck in our house, but it's, it doesn't seem bad.
Normalcy.
Yeah, it doesn't seem bad in a lot of ways yet, as far as things go, because we're just so far behind in doing tests and all that stuff. And so, like, that's kind of why they want everyone to quarantine, because they're just so far behind that they're just like, okay, everyone has just got to stay away from each other until we can catch up and, get more tests to places and get more places to test people. And, like my wife works for a doctor's office, and so I like kind of learned a little bit of the insider stuff, as like far as like how Wisconsin is, what they're having to deal with, and and things like that. And it sounds like it's kind of the same thing across the map. So like some places are further ahead than we are, but like ultimately, like, we couldn't be living in a better time to have to be stuck in our houses. Like, honestly, we can easily make the best of it, and not everyone can. I mean, there's still places that don't have the greatest internet and stuff like that. But just imagine, in 1918, when they were dealing with the Spanish flu and basically had to do the same exact thing, but they didn't have computers and phones and things like that they could keep in contact.
Yeah.
So
right.
we've definitely got it much better than in the past. So
yeah,
you just make the best of it, and like, take the time to, like I said, just call family and just keep contact the best way you can.
Be social in a smart way.
Yeah.
So go ahead,
also,
Corey.
I just want to say, like, if you guys are looking to, I mean, I know a lot of people are locked in quarantined in their houses or whatever. Like, I'm going to post on my Twitter and on my Facebook stuff, I'm going to post, pin a tweet at the top of my Twitter with my gamer tag and my Switch friend code. So, if people want to play games with us and just kind of hang out and kind of get their mind off of stuff. I'll be on most nights, I think, the next few weeks, and play with us, and we'll figure. We're they keep saying we're all in this together, and we are. I know everybody's situation's a little bit different depending on where you're at, but we're all kind of fighting this thing together, and it's nice to keep your mind off of it for a while.
Yes.
Sorry, I know we're wrapping up, but the governor of Ohio just talked, and so far I'm not shutting everything down yet. So, I know a lot of people are worried about their jobs and money financially and stuff too. So we all just got to hang in there and be smart and be safe. And
yeah. And I mean, people can, I know people don't want to do this because it's not something that most people want to do. But I mean, I do believe, like, if people need to, they are able to, file for unemployment and stuff like that during while this is happening. And there are some things that our government is trying to do with people, certain, that aren't, if you're not making a whole lot of money. There's certain things that you're going to hopefully be able to apply for very soon. So yeah, I mean, my thoughts and and the best. I hope the best for everyone, but yeah, it is unfortunate that not everyone is going to be in the same situation, but all we can do is just hope that that once this is all over, that the people will continue to be out there and helping and supporting and help get people back to where they were before this happened. So
Yeah. And with that, everybody, you can find me on Twitter at that retro code. You can check out my Switch code, gamertag, and my PSN on my Twitch, on my Twitter page, and on Mixer, and find me on Facebook. Corey, where can we find you?
You can find me at I am Corey in HD on Twitter and Instagram, and Corey in HD on Mixer. On Xbox, you can find me at Corey in HD 713. If you want to come hang out and play games, I know we'll all probably be trying to play something cooperative at least this weekend and stuff. So, yeah.
Hey, Jesse, where can we find you?
And you can find me almost everywhere as Phantom NXS.
All right. And with that, everybody, have a great week. Have a great weekend. Stay safe. Eat good. Be social. Distancing, but just keep in contact with people. And with that, everybody, we will see you next time on Boss Rush Podcast. Bye.
Bye.